Hello, everyone. I'm Trent Engelhaupt, and this is Beekeeping and Almond Pollination in California. As of today, California produces about 80% of the world's almonds and 100% of the United States commercial supply. This production is only possible because of a great bee migration. Every year, millions of honeybees are loaded onto trucks and moved across the country to California orchards. It is currently the largest annual movement of livestock on the planet. This movement has evolved from a small local honey business in the 1800s into a massive essential operation that helps drive our global food supply and needs. In the early days of beekeeping, the primary goal was honey production and pollination. And pollination was seen as a side benefit rather than the main goal. Between the 1850s and 1950s, the almond industry exploded, with acreage growing between 20,000 to 100,000 acres. This rapid expansion created a massive new demand for bees. Still, the relationship between beekeepers and farmers was neutral. Beekeepers got a safe place for their bees to forage, and farmers got the pollination they needed. By the 1960s, global demand for almonds triggered a major shift. Bees were no longer seen as just a bonus for almond farmers, but became a required service. This gave rise to pollination contracts, where beekeepers were paid to bring colonies in solely for their use in pollinating. On top of this, a major turning point was the State Water Project, which brought water to the San Joaquin Valley. This infrastructure allowed farmers to transform dry land into productive fields, drastically expanding the scale of the industry and eventually surpassing 400,000 acres. Today, the scale is even larger, with over 1.3 million acres of almonds in production, each acre requiring roughly 2 hives for effective pollination. The demand for bees has reached an all-time high. To meet this, about 1.8 million bees, or colonies, or about 2/3 of the entire US bee population, are trucked into California every February from states as far away as Florida. This timing is critical because almond trees bloom earlier than most crops. Since nothing else is blooming yet, there are no local wild honeybees available, making this massive influx of honeybees the only way to pollinate the trees. While this migration is great for the economy, it comes with a high biological cost. Clustering billions of bees from all over the country into one valley makes it incredibly easy for mites and diseases to spread rapidly between colonies. There is also an issue of nutrition. Once the almond bloom ends, the Central Valley effectively becomes a food desert. With millions of bees still on site and no natural wildflowers left to forage on, many colonies face starvation if they aren't moved out immediately. This forces many beekeepers to pay hefty prices for supplemental feed and specialized care to keep their colonies alive once they return. In 2025, records showed unprecedented colony losses exceeding 60%. To fix these problems, the industry is looking for new solutions. Scientists have developed a new honeybee vaccine to help fight off American foul brood. At the same time, farmers are starting to plant new types of almond trees, like the Independence variant, which are self-fertile. These trees can grow almonds with 50% fewer bees or even less. By using these new genetics and better health tools, we can reduce the stress on the bee population. Protecting these bees is the only way to ensure a stable food supply for everyone in the future. Thank you all for listening.